Signore e signori,
dichiaro aperta la celebrazione Giochi Olimpici Invernali.
Si sta avvicinando allo stadio.
Forza, forza! Vai, 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 vai! Dal record della pista! Record della pista! Prima!
Buongiorno and welcome to Keep the Flame Alive's Day 4 coverage of the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympic Games. I am your host, Jill Jarris, coming to you from TKFLASTAN House, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Alison Brown. Alison, ciao, como stai?
Now I'm really confused about what day it is.
We are on take 2 of this recording, and it's 1:25 in the morning. We're a little punchy.
And it's Tuesday. It's still, well, now it's Wednesday, but we're talking about Tuesday.
It's not Wednesday until
we go to sleep?
Yes.
Okay. It's day 4.
It's not really Wednesday until we get up.
It was day 4. It was Tuesday. And that's what we're going to talk about.
We have some follow-up file. So if you have listened to daily episodes in the past, this tends to happen. We have questions from listeners. We have questions from ourselves, and we have to follow up on them. So we had a question on the Facebook group, which is Keep the Flame Alive podcast on Facebook, about Breezy Johnson, downhill skier from USA who won gold. She had a knitted headband. I believe listener Gabby or listener Rochelle wanted to know whether or not she used a pattern for her headband. The answer, direct from US Ski and Snowboard, which I'm happy to report I got to ask, is no. She just makes them.
She freehands them.
It's pretty awesome. But she makes a new one every time. So I guess that's, you don't need a pattern after a while.
And it's for her own head, so she doesn't have to measure it repeatedly.
What if she's got a tape measure with her and she goes to a teammate and goes, hey, measure my head today?
Okay. My mother has knit headbands for my daughter, and I have had to measure her head. I do know this, that this is a true fact. But once you've measured her head, you don't have to repeatedly measure her head.
Well, let's hope not. Also exciting that I tuned into X for a brief moment today, and immediately the algorithm served me Team New Zealand's haka for Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, who won the silver medal in Big Air yesterday. And you know I love a good haka.
You love a haka.
Oh, so come on, go Silver Ferns. We need more hakas in our lives. The big news from figure skating
was a big oopsies by the organizers.
Another big oopsies. Okay, we had the medals breaking right and left.
Yes. Yeah, because Alyssa Liu's medal has also broken.
Right, and another sport, somebody has broken their medal there too.
Yes.
They were out celebrating and the medal broke.
Yes, listener Meredith had a good idea. She said that LA should give their medals to a rambunctious 4-year-old to test this on, and I say that is a brilliant suggestion.
That they should. So beyond the medal snafu is the fact in figure skating, when the team event had their medal ceremony,
they skated out,
yes,
climbed onto the podium, but they had put a non-slip surface on the podiums, which are like sandpaper, which means you destroy the blades of the figure skaters' skates.
Yes. Nobody had their skate guards because that would look weird. And I got to say, when I watched the medal ceremony, I did wonder, wow, they're out there in their skates. I really didn't think they were going to break the blades, but I thought, like, wow, that's really interesting that they had them skate out like that.
Usually they do. I mean, most skating podiums, you do skate out, but usually the top of the podium is that rubber matting,
right,
that you have on the sides as well. No, this was sandpaper-ish.
And so now everybody, as you said, all their blades were ruined. Well, not ruined enough, but they were really damaged. So the organizing committee apologized for that, and they offered to have everybody's skates sharpened. Meanwhile, poor Madison Chalk and Evan Blades, the ice dancers from the United States, had to not only like get to bed and try to get some sleep because they had to practice in the morning and compete in the evening. And to have your skates need sharpening on top of that.
When do you get that done? Do you get that done before practice? Well, then you didn't sleep. If you got it done after practice, well, you probably just had a bad practice.
Right. And to have that going into the most important competition that you've trained years for, and I'm not surprised they're second. Once I saw that, I'm like, and they're not in second place by much.
A point.
But still, that's because the French team, who is in the lead in the rhythm dance, they did not have to skate to a podium, and they did not have to skate the night before. So, tough one.
In our recurring segment, what we forgot yesterday.
What we forgot to tell you.
And we know yesterday was Monday because today's Tuesday.
Okay.
Even though it's actually Wednesday.
Right. So, what does that mean? I don't even know.
It means you forgot things yesterday.
Okay. So, I forgot to tell you that when I went to Valtellina, this is a fun fact. Valtellina is up by the Swiss border. So, people from Italy go to work in Switzerland because the incomes are higher. And then people from Switzerland go to Italy to grocery shop because it's cheaper down here.
You know, in the United States and Canada, there's several places.
Well, you don't even have to go to
same
Canada.
reason.
You could live on the border of Illinois and Indiana and
That's
know
true.
that you go to Indiana to get gas and you go to Illinois because you could buy liquor on Sundays. But I think the Indiana laws have changed a little bit since I lived there. But, you'll have that. They also have a cool, like, bike through and hike through path because you can go from somewhere in Switzerland all the way down to, like, Lake Como.
Nice.
Trails-wise. It was really, really beautiful. We heard from the lovely tour guide Mathilde that the neighborhood pins that the city of Milano has put together for the Olympics that celebrate several neighborhoods and then several things about Milano, including Panettone. These pins are on like a scavenger hunt thing, and the lines for them are extremely long because every day a new pin drops, and people line up to go get it, and it's crazy.
People like their pins.
So that's fun though. I'm except for if you're like the one person at the front of the line who doesn't get the pin, they stop right before you. Kind of like how I got stopped by that gate at San Siro.
Save yourselves.
That's right. This is not a good story. Ben Waterworth from
Off the
Podium.
Podium.
We were talking at hockey last night. Well, he had gone to the official store at hockey and they were selling cowbells, and that was the first time he saw a cowbell.
Huh.
Great. Paid €40 for it, only to have it confiscated at the hockey entrance because they said no cowbells. So why are they selling cowbells in the store at hockey and speed skating? Speed skating I get because people will do cowbells, but
if they're not allowed, why are you selling them?
Yes. That's crazy. Then our friend Tim from Every 4 Years podcast, who I hung out with all day today, he saw something similar where he was going into the venue with another group of Americans who had a Snoop Dogg cowbell. And it was going to get confiscated. And the woman goes, "Oh, I'll take it back to the car." She didn't have a car. So she hid it behind a garbage can. And
hoped for the best.
Gone.
Yeah.
Because they would not let them get it back. It was really, really, really sad. Also, did you go to Row today?
I did.
Did you get the new way to leave? Where they don't let you go into the station and walk through all those station things.
Oh.
You get shunted outside now.
That happened to me the other night.
Yes.
It happened to me in the middle of the night where it was midnight and I was walking in the dark, scary street. But thankfully there was a nice nonna who was walking in front of me, so I felt safe.
That's good. Also, Tim from Every 4 Years, he is like magical in talking to people and finding people, and it's something I so admire, Who did he meet at speed skating the other night and trade pins with? T-Bach.
He did not.
He did. He had a picture. I know. So moving on to what officiating or volunteer job would we want to do?
So tonight at figure skating, I saw the woman who was in charge of all of the volunteers who man the doors.
Oh.
You know how there are all the volunteers who get you to your seat? Mm-hmm. Well, I think I saw the woman who's in charge of them. She had a clipboard. She was sending people to different stations.
You had me at clipboard.
I know, you love a good clipboard. But I love this organizing of the staff.
I would not agree with you less. Or more. I could not agree with you more.
And what have you been doing?
Well, I did think about being a volunteer who got thanked on the Jumbotron. And then I went down to the mix zone in hockey. And there was a poor, very frazzled volunteer who was trying to organize mixed zone requests.
Oh.
And trying to help pull the players who journalists wanted to talk to, which I thought was very, very nice to have that set up. And then there was another volunteer with a tray so that if you were standing far away, you could put your phone on the tray and they would hold it closer to the skater. So you could get the information too, which I thought was also lovely. But this poor, fairly frazzled volunteer had a roster for both teams, and clearly it helped when we said what number we wanted because she didn't know the names yet. She'll get there.
And it's a lot of teams with a lot of names
Yes.
and a lot of similar names.
And a lot of different names in different languages.
Right.
So you
would assist her.
I would gladly take on that responsibility and be like, I got your number. I would know all that stuff by now. Okay. So cultural moments. Did you have a cultural moment?
I went to
today?
a new train station.
You
I made a
did?
new transition. Yes, I went directly from women's hockey to figure skating.
Okay. How did you do that?
It took an hour.
Okay.
'Cause
Wait,
everything-
is that a good thing or a bad? I don't even know.
No, it was an appropriate amount
Okay.
of time because everything it takes you an hour to get anywhere. But it was just I had to change at a different station.
Oh,
I was very proud of myself for figuring it out.
very good. I also went to a new station today because I went directly from short track in the morning, which is the same venue as figure skating. And I went directly to the brand new hockey arena. And to do that, I had to take an S train.
Oh,
I
I'm
got on
afraid
one
of the S trains.
This was not bad.
Okay.
So that was good. And it got there much more quickly than taking the metro all the way in and then all the way back out. But we will get to the hockey venue for sure. I went to the grocery store this morning and have started using the self-checkout line.
That's impressive.
Note to all American grocery stores. This is how you start preventing loss at the self-checkout, because in America, we have a little issue with people stealing stuff from the self-checkout. You get your receipt. It has a barcode on it. There is a gate to get out, and you have to scan your barcode on your receipt in order for the gates to open.
But then how does that prevent you
I
from
don't know.
stealing things?
I mean, maybe just you don't get out fast enough, and if they see you on the cameras.
Oh. France was like that too with the barcode scan. With the
that's
self-checkout.
Right, that's right.
No, I like visiting my friends who get seats. It's so much better. The checkout people get to sit down in Italy. There's no reason that they need to stand. Give those poor people a chair.
We have sponsor watch.
Yes. So what I have noticed today was that the participatory elements are given a sponsor name. So when they encourage you to do the rave, it's the Corona wave.
We had that in hockey.
Yes, it was in hockey this morning. Omega is on the Jumbotron.
with the countdown clock, which I do love this video very, very much.
Yes, and TCL is also a manufacturer, and that is on the Jumbotron. And then the Alibaba Cloud replay moment is another participatory thing that they do, but they call it, it's not just a replay moment, it's the Alibaba Cloud replay moment. So these are kind of not on television, it's only in the arena you're seeing this, but still it's that sponsor creep.
Did I tell you that you didn't need the Corona wave at speed skating because the Dutch were an audio Corona wave? It was really amazing when skaters go around, just the audio goes around with them because everybody from the Netherlands is cheering like crazy.
I think everybody from the Netherlands, period, not just in the stadium. I think you could have robbed a bank in the Netherlands during that race and nobody would have noticed.
All right, before we get to today's results, we'd like to take a moment to thank everybody who donated to the fundraiser we held to get us here and provide 32 daily episodes from Milano Cortina over the course of both the Olympics and Paralympics in order to give you the closest experience possible to actually being here. This is a little expensive to produce, and we are one of the few podcasts to publish episodes year-round, so we need a little help in keeping our flame alive for the between times until LA 2028. You can go to flamealivepod.com. You'll see a little pop-up there, or click on the support link, and we've got all these options for you. You can do a one-off donation. If you'd like to become an ongoing patron, we have some exclusives throughout the gains for patrons. And we would appreciate it if you appreciate the independent voice we bring. Please consider supporting us today at flamealivepod.com. We've got results.
Alpine first.
Yes.
Did you watch any of this?
I did not get to this. It went on my list to see what happened.
I watched some of this, and lots of people were crashy. Not so much on downhill as in the slalom portion. A lot of people were crashing out of slalom.
Really?
Yes. Apparently, there is one section of the slalom course that forces the skiers to do a tempo change. And it's very difficult to anticipate. And they lose their rhythm and slip out.
Huh. That's interesting. And that happened to Michaela Schifrin.
No, Michaela finished.
Oh, okay.
But she struggled with it because her partner, Breezy Johnson, won the downhill section. But Michaela Schifrin ended up fourth in the slalom section and did struggle in this little tempo change spot. So they finished off the podium.
Oh, that is a bummer. But gold went to Austria's Ariana Redler and Katharina Huber. Silver went to Germany's Kira Eridel-Winkelmann and Emma Eicher. And bronze went to the U.S.'s Jacqueline Wiles and Paula Moltzan. Oh, and Sofia Gojja crashed.
She crashed in her down. She actually crashed, but thankfully was not hurt. So we'll be seeing her in Super G.
Moving over to biathlon, we had some great pictures and stories from listener Peter, who we thanked a couple days ago. He was at biathlon for the mixed relay, and we might get more of a report for him. Got to collect it with a lot of other stuff. But thank you, Peter, for all the great pictures you had from Cortina and from biathlon. I'm very, very jealous.
Yeah, I know. This is breaking your heart that you're not seeing biathlon.
It's killing me because you know why? Because there are like 24,000 fans there. There are more tickets sold for biathlon than any other sport at the games.
Not a big surprise.
Not a big surprise. I heard on the feed that they don't have the same amount of cheering as a normal World Cup would have.
Are they being Olympic reserved?
No, the commentators thought that maybe there were people who were new to biathlon.
Oh, good.
Good. Good that they're new to biathlon, but rough that they're not doing the same amount of cheering. They will get there, I'm sure.
They can't. It gets you, and you cannot control yourself.
Cannot control yourself. You pay for a seat. You only need the edge. Today we had the men's 20K individual. Gold went to Norway's Johan Olaf Botten, who honored his recently deceased teammate Silvert Guttorm Bakken when he crossed the finish line. He yelled, "We did it, Silvert," into the cameras. That's really tough because Silvert was a good biathlete on the World Cup circuit and passed away really suddenly from a heart issue, I believe. And that's been really, really tough on the Norwegians. Silver went to Eric Perrault from France, and then bronze went to Sturla Holm Lagerud from Norway, who is having a bad week.
Because let me tell you something. This man may have won bronze, but he is a walking red flag. Or a skiing red flag, as the case may be.
Might be. I don't know why he did this, but in the mix zone, he said, been the worst week of his life. 6 months ago, he met the love of his life, and then 3 months ago, he cheated on her.
Yeah, okay.
And then last week, he told her. So he said, I had to pull up the press conference for this and watch a little bit of it. And he goes, you make choices. And today he made the choice to tell the world. And I guess it just shocked the Norwegian press.
Why would you lay... Because it's not about him, really. Why isn't he... Well, he cheated on her. Why isn't he protecting her?
I think, well, I mean, I don't think he named her. Or
but still,
like
how
that.
long is it going to take for people to figure out and publish this woman's name?
Probably. But I think the part of it was he tries to be a good role model. And he said, I did something stupid and I need to own up to it. So I think that's where he's at in the processing. I do think it's a bad time to be at that place in the processing because the Olympics ain't the best place in the world to
process.
Do that.
Yeah. Well, at least he announced to the world, don't date me. So he did protect the women of Norway. So I guess that's as a role model should.
All right. Shukflastani Sean Doherty finished 80th. He had a rough shooting day with 6 penalties. So tough. I'm sorry, Sean. Hopefully the sprint will be better.
He's got more races.
He does have more races. That is for sure. Let's move over to cross country. We had the sprint classic for both the men and the women today.
You know who had a good day today?
Ben Ogden from the U.S. and Johannes Klæbo.
No, Sweden. Look at the women's results.
Yeah, which I did have this up, to be quite honest. I had this up and I watched it. Sweden swept the podium for the women's sprint classic. Gold went to Lynn Svan. Silver went to Jonna Sudling, and bronze went to Maya Dahlqvist. It was a race. They were just amazingly good and so fast, and it looks like they're running on skis. It's really, really fun to watch. Shukflastani Julia Kern made it to the finals, which I was so excited about.
This is the best finish of an American woman in this particular race. So she came up 6th. Pretty good.
Right. She was a lucky loser to get into the final. And that's the mark in the system. I saw the LL and I'm like, is that lucky loser? All right. And she was in the mix right in the beginning, and something happened on one of her last hills and she just got out of the tracks. I don't know if that was strategy to get on, to
pass.
Yeah. And she just fell behind. So it was tough, but I was so proud to see her do so well.
And Bruno Mora was 74th. She did not make it out of that first qualification. But she raced. She's an Olympian.
That's true. That is very true. Congratulations, Bruna. If you follow Jessie Diggins, she did not get out of the quarterfinals due to bruising her ribs in that crash in the skiathlon. And she said it made it difficult to accelerate.
Can't breathe.
Yeah. And the men's side, gold went to Johannes Klæbo, who won his 7th gold medal out of all the games he's been in, and he still has more racing to go.
And he's not even 30 years old yet.
I know, he is a machine. Silver went to the USA's Ben Ogden, also a lucky loser to get to the final. And speaking of Breezy Johnson knitting headbands, he is also a knitter, and he is working on mittens with Joan of Arc on them.
That's a very particular style. But he's the first American man to win a cross-country medal since 1976.
So that helps that helps that streak. We've broken that streak. That's good.
And bronze?
Bronze went to Norway's Oskar Opstad Vike. And Argus Schumacher finished 31st in qualification, one spot out of advancing. Oh,
that's a heartbreaker, isn't it?
Yeah. Moving over to curling.
Speaking of heartbreakers, these matches were tough.
They really were. If you had tickets to curling today, you saw some good stuff going on. So we had the medal gains for curling. Gold went to Sweden, silver went to U.S., bronze went to Italy. The Sweden versus U.S. game. Sweden won 6-5. Came down to the final 2 stones. USA was winning 5-4 in the last end, but Sweden had the hammer, which meant they threw last. And the USA was in scoring position. Sweden knocked them out, got 2 points, got the win. That was tough, but still, first U.S. medal for. And then bronze, your beloved Italy.
My boy Amos.
Pulled it out. They beat the favorites, Great Britain, 5-3.
And nobody got more than 1 point per end. It was just a chip kind of match, which whoever hangs on longer is who wins.
Yeah, so very glad to see them medal. And I think they are pleased, even though it's not the repeat gold, but they did get on the podium at a home games.
And the announcer called her Queen Stefania of Cortina. Because Cortina being her hometown where she grew up.
She dedicated her medal to her teammate and best friend, Angela Rome, who was not named to the Italian national team in favor of Rebecca Mariani, daughter of technical director Marco Mariani. Rome appealed to CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Her appeal was rejected.
And that naming was very, very controversial because Rebecca Mariani is much less experienced than Angela Rome and much less successful on the World Cup circuit. So this was a pretty clear favoritism call, but because of the way the rules are written in the naming of the team, there's enough subjectivity in those rules that CAS could not take the case.
Which is tough because then you have 3 teammates who have to play with her and may not appreciate that she's there. And she has to work with 3 people who may not appreciate that she's there. So we'll see how Italy does in the team competition, but that's something to keep an eye on. Figure skating.
Yeah.
You went to the men's short program tonight.
I did. And at first it was kind of low energy. And then Donovan Carrillo came out and just absolutely wowed everybody. He did have some stumbles. He stepped out, but the crowd adores him.
He is so much fun to watch.
He is so energetic, and the Mexican flags everywhere. There were people in sombreros. There were people with Day of the Dead makeup. I mean, it was no joke for this kid who's like in the second group.
Wow.
Brian Boitano showed up at one point with Ben Augusto and Valentina Marche for the little chit chat on the screen. And all of a sudden, Brian Boitano just pops up. I think he's in a little box. Like first he popped up as your bartender at the Boitano Lounge. Now he popped up at this event. The stuffed pierogi was back for the Polish skater.
Nice.
I know that's been a big hit. And remember when not Olympic champion Sarah Hughes was on the show and she mentioned Children of the Void?
Yes.
Well, I have a nomination for at least someone who's looking into the edge of the void. And that is Alexander Salevko from Estonia. He did a short program to Prince's Kiss.
Okay.
He wore a little purple bolero sparkly jacket and a mesh shirt.
Whoa.
And there was a lot of kissing motions and a lot of hip shaking that went into this. It was supposed to be sexy, I think. but it was slightly voidish. So I will have to nominate that to Sarah's Children of the Void if it's quite voidy enough. But more importantly, at the end of the night in the standings, Ilya Malinin did come out on top. He had put in, and he does this often, he puts in one program, but then skates a different one. He had actually planned to do a quad axel in combination.
What?
Which I don't think he's competed yet. He ended up not doing that. He did the quad Lutz in combination and a triple axel. So this is not the highest point value short program he can do. So he's only like 5 points ahead.
Only.
Right? Whereas sometimes he's 10, 20, 30 points ahead. And Yuma Kageyami is in second. He had a little step out on one of his jumps, but he's only, I believe, 5 points behind.
That is correct.
So that's, given that Ilya backed off a little bit and he had a step out, that was pretty close. In third is France's Adam Siehimfa, who brought the house down. Absolutely brought the house down with his Leonardo da Vinci program. Ooh. Just stunning. Surprisingly, Daniel Grassel from Italy had a gorgeous short and is in fourth.
Which is good because then we get to see the conclave.
So the Pope will be named in the long program of the men's figure skating competition. It's very important. He'll be in the final group. And then rounding out the final group is going to be Mikhail Shadorov from Kazakhstan. And this is where I get to mention his coach, Olympic champion Alexei Romanov, who I had a moment with back at the World Championships.
Ooh.
Where he's very paternal with Mikhail. He's very protective of him. And you can see that in all their interactions. And during the press conference at the World Championships, Shadorov was clearly very nervous. He's very young. He's not medaled a lot in these kind of level of competitions. And Romanov was really encouraging him to do well at the press conference. And I saw him encouraging him, and then Romanov winked at me. And I will live on that wink forever.
Very nice. Very nice. Shun Sato is not doing well. Did he have a bad night?
He had a bad night. He had a fall, just a straight out fall and a stumble. So he, I believe, is in eighth.
Ninth. He is in ninth. I have this pulled up. Also because Donovan Carrillo, he is in 23rd place. Just qualified.
Just qualified for the finals.
So good for you, Donovan. Moving over to freestyle skiing, we had qualifying for the women's moguls. And so in first place right now is Yakara Anthony, who is from Australia, who is the defending gold medalist. Second place is Elizabeth Lemley from the USA. And third place is Olivia Giacco from the USA and from your very own
Connecticut. She's a Connecticut girl. In fact, my state senator sent out a list of all the Connecticut. And not only is she from Connecticut, she's from about 2 towns over.
Oh, nice.
So I'll wave at the town when I get home and be like, that's where Olivia lives.
Go knock on her door, ask her to be on the show.
I might do that. I probably know her family.
We had men's free ski slopestyle medal competition today. Gold went to Norway's Birk Ruud. Silver went to Alex Hall from the USA. And bronze went to Luca Harrington from New Zealand.
Go Silver Ferns!
So I've got a haka to look for. Harrington had 2 blown runs.
Everybody had 2 blown runs. Nobody got more than, in the finals, 1 solid rundown.
Wow.
I don't know if they were, and it seemed to be, they were just taking big chances. So big risk, big reward, or big disaster. So nobody got more than 1 solid rundown. So it was really who could at least put it all together once and then keep going.
Wow. Wow. Let's move over to ice hockey. Follow-up file. Shuk-Flastani Ava McNaughton got to play the last 1 minute and 48 seconds of yesterday's game.
Excellent.
So good to see, because she's brand new to the team. So it's good to see that she's getting a little bit of playing time.
Yes.
I went to the USA-Canada game.
that they put in the bigger arena.
Yes. Thank goodness. We got ourselves an Olympic arena.
Is it big?
It's big. It's good. It's
Be better if it was finished.
not finished, but it's done.
Yes.
And so I got there like 4 hours early. I went straight from short track to this venue because I knew the tables would go and I was bound and determined to have a table seat. I was the first one there for quite some time.
Nobody else had the lack of confidence and number of table seating that you had.
No, because I had been burned so many days. The venue is, once you get up the press tribune stairs, although you could take an elevator, but I took the stairs, which are many, many flights. I don't even know how many flights it is between B level and C level, which is, and there's probably an A level, and there's probably one lower than that, which is where the media go in.
You go in the 0 level.
And the stairs between B level and C level might have been 5 flights just on their own, but there is an elevator. There's an elevator. Oh, yeah. But I meant to count, and then you
lost count. You got tired.
Yes. But you can see in the stairwell there, it hasn't been painted. There's patchy bits. The concrete tile, cement tile, I'm not quite sure what makes up the flooring, but there are cracked pieces that just got put in. You can see the massive amount of construction materials and machinery that is next to the arena waiting to come back in and finish. Our friend Tim from Every 4 Years somehow got to talking to the venue manager and brought him over.
How he finds these people, I don't know.
Yes, so we talked with him for a long, long time. He was so nice and said they got done about a second and a half before the first skater went on the ice. And there's stuff that's still not done because I put this picture up in our Facebook group. If you see like bright blue seats on one end and banners from Milano Cortina, those blue seats are temporary. They're supposed to be permanent. And the banners are on this special wall that is hiding the construction behind there because that's supposed to be seats. And I know in the planning group, people were like, wait, there's supposed to be 14,000 seats in the venue. Why am I getting moving around? Well, they couldn't finish the seating in time. So that's that. The Jumbotron weighs like 8 tons. They had an issue with the Jumbotron and they didn't have time to lower it down. So they had to get somebody to rappel down from the ceiling. This is a specialized person. Shocking. Rappel down the ceiling to diagnose the problem. It also took a specialized person to fix the problem, which I can't remember what the problem was, but a specialized kind of electrician to fix this problem. But the electrician could not rappel. So they ended up getting like meta glasses, and the repeller had them on, and the electrician told him how to fix it.
That sounds like a really bad idea.
Well, it worked. The Jumbotron worked. There is an organ. This is like a real venue. Like, I feel so bad for the USA, who still has to go back to the row, which is like a high school or college venue at this point.
At best.
A bad college venue at this point. And they have to play another game. When you have a taste of this venue, it's crazy. The ice, I think the neutral zone looks a tiny bit smaller. It's maybe a little bit different than the other rink. And they were like, nah, it's no big deal. I don't think it made a big deal in the play. As I said, there is an organist who played during his warm-up, Welcome Back, Kotter. Because Jim was like, wait, that's Welcome Back, Kotter. Do you recognize this song? It's Welcome Back, Kotter, the theme. And he played the Foo Fighters, Learning to Fly. During the game, he played the Duck Dance and Put on a Happy Face, Pink Pony Club, Shake It Off, Benny and the Jets.
all the classics.
I know, right? That you want in a hockey game. And the karaoke song that they played was Eye of the Tiger. Again, I, on the train back, talked to listener Matt, who, thank you for telling me you listened, Matt, because I was very, very shocked to hear see a listener in the wild. That was very nice.
Yeah.
And he said, also was talking about the lack of the Milano and Cortina song.
Nobody is singing that. They made a song. They made a dance. They have been encouraging volare karaoke, but it's inconsistent. Let's have more theme going here.
Right? Bring back the Milano Cortina dance.
And this we have to say, going back to Paris, Paris was prime on the consistency across the venues, that you got the same experience everywhere you went.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of songs and in terms of let's do X thing, I mean, think different venues had different things based on the sport.
Yes.
But
You
you got similar songs and similar weird, creepy 1924 videos that had been AI altered.
But I'm coming to appreciate it because it really gave a feel of the games.
Yes.
There's not enough feel of consistency with these games.
They are trying at the big hockey arena, I
Okay.
think. So I had my first Tina sighting. They had a Tina there.
Excellent.
The in-house host was quite good. A lot of singing, a lot of encouraging funky stuff on the Jumbotron cameras. But you also had a packed house. There were very, very few empty seats. So I would, if it was 99% sold, that would be a conservative estimate. It was pretty much almost full. But it was Canada versus US. So
Right.
you have a built-in crowd.
Everybody wants that game.
Yes. And you did have the Canadian fan who got on the Jumbotron and gave the elbows up. That was awesome.
But what happened at that game?
Well, no. Let's get to Coke bottles and food. The food
no.
situation I've heard is not great. They have like hamburgers and hot dogs, and I've heard the hot dogs are not good. They also have sandwiches that are, like the takeaway sandwiches in a container. They have Coke in bottles, but they don't have the cups here. The cups I have only seen at the opening ceremony.
Huh.
But they do, and in Europe, they have a law where you have to have, the manufacturer has to have the cap for the bottle permanently attached. So when you twist it off, you don't twist off the whole cap.
Right.
It stays on because they have found that a large part of sea plastics are bottle
Caps.
tops. Yes. Except for at this venue, they rip off the bottle top. I have no idea why they do this, but they do rip it off and give you the plastic bottle and say, please recycle it.
Huh.
So that was just kind of bizarre too. I heard they are sold out of a lot of food.
I have heard that as well.
So we have not planned well food-wise. This was a good... Well, no, I don't know if it was a good game or not, but it was fun to watch because it felt like you were in a pro stadium watching a pro game. And you don't get that feeling in the small arena for the women.
No.
And that made me really sad.
Yeah.
That women's hockey, which is such a beautiful product,
Was treated so poorly.
yes. It was a blowout.
Shocking, really.
Yes. But Canada's captain, Marie-Philippe Poulin, was hit heavily into the boards early in last night's game that they played. And so she sat the rest of the game, suffered some sort of lower body injury, and is day-to-day now. And so she sit out this game versus the U.S. It's group play, and I think Canada has done well so far.
Yeah, Canada has advanced to I think already before this game was
Okay.
guaranteed into the quarterfinals. So for them, the game didn't matter. So they may have played some of their less experienced players
Right.
to give them some ice time to get them ready if they need them, if people start going down.
And they got a walloping 5-0 US. And it started with 16:15 left in the first period, first US goal. So all Freebird tonight for the goal songs.
No, baby.
No. Well,
Because apparently you have seen nothing yet.
That's right. Our little bruiser, I'm not sure she'd like to be called our little bruiser, but our bruiser, Rory Gilday, she was bruising. In her first period, she got into a little scuffle that almost turned into a big fight. That was fun to watch. And I talked with her briefly in the mix zone, so I asked about the ice and she kind of brushed that off in a way that it didn't, it doesn't matter as much as the press has made this out to be. She didn't say that, but that was the impression that you got. It's like this was blown out of proportion, as the presses want to do, but had a good time. So
excellent.
Those patrons who get audio, I'm going to try to string together some audio. I took a fair amount of audio in the mixed zone. We'll see how well some of the quality is because Layla Edwards came through. Layla scored her first Olympic goal.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of people wanted to talk with her, and I have the phone on the tray, and she's kind of soft-spoken. So we'll see what the quality of the audio is like, but know that it exists.
Game that I was at earlier was Japan and Sweden. Sweden won 4-0. Sweden is good.
Ooh.
Sweden is very good. And there was an entire section in matching Swedish jerseys of the fans. It was like they brought a school group, except it was old men. So I don't know, honestly, this could have been like the parents of the team. It was just a really large group in all matching shirts, which made it even more fun. And then Germany
well, what's their song?
I think it's a Swedish pop song. I didn't recognize it. There was a lot of oh, and then a lot of words I didn't know what they meant. Germany beat Italy 2-1, and Finland beat Switzerland 3-1.
Very nice. So the Finns are making a comeback after.
Nice to see them get a win over norovirus along with another team.
Yes. So the quarterfinals are going to be held back in the small arena, and the semifinals move to the big arena. Moving over to Luge, which we have some excitement.
Just a little bit.
I did, when I saw the press release come through our email.
You went back and watched.
I did go back and watch, but I also pumped my fist and yelled, yeah. Thankfully, not many people were in the press tribune yet.
Okay, so do results first.
All right, gold went to women's singles luge. Gold went to Julia Taubitz from Germany, who set a track record on run number 2 and never looked back. Silver went to Alina Bota from Latvia, who had 2 start records over her 4 runs. And then bronze went to Shuklistan's very own Ashley Farquharson, who represents the USA, but in her heart, we know she represents Team Keep the Flame Alive.
That's right.
She moved up to 3rd place on run number 3 and stayed there for the bronze.
And she had some of the best reactions on the podium. So if you have not seen this medal ceremony, go back and check it out because she's so emotional. All 3 of them are very emotional. She is especially emotional and also fun because she's ours.
Yes. And what I loved about her last run is just before she pulled off, she's got this little smile that comes over her face. And it was just like she was having such a good time.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice. And, she did it. She believed in herself and she got on the podium and, worked really hard. Let's not
discount that. Yes.
But yes, super proud of you, Ashley. Moving over to short track speed skating. I went to some of this because went to bed very late last night. And you know what? I'm not going to forget to tell you this. I woke up before my alarm because I heard noise outside and I heard a big bang and I thought I heard people yelling. And I thought, what is going on out there? And it was apparently nothing. because I did not hear continued screaming and I did not hear continued banging.
And I slept right through it.
And well, you should have, because it was nothing, but I was up then. So I was not happy about that. But I did miss the 500. And I thought to myself, well, if you don't get there on time, something bad's going to happen. And it did, because our Corinne Stoddard did not advance out of the heats for that. And then the men had the 1,000 meter heats today as well. I also missed those, but I was there in time for the mixed team relay,
which was the most exciting race of the night.
Oh my gosh, it was just insane because the mixed team relay has 25,000 people on the track all at the same time, all doing different things. So you've got 4 people racing, you've got the rest of the people, some of them who are recovering, and some who are getting ready to go out on the track. And gold went to Italy, silver went to Canada, bronze went to Belgium. It's their first medal at the games. They were excited. Italy is thrilled. It's the first medal of the games for Ariana Fontana, who is in her 5th Olympics and likely was let me get a home games experience.
Well, she started her Olympic career in Torino and now ending her Olympic, most likely, I should say. She hasn't announced it, but most likely ending her Olympic career again here in Italy. The woman has 12 Olympic medals now.
Wow. It is
more than any other
amazing.
short track speed skater in history.
For the U.S., this was heartbreaking.
Yes.
Because they were doing really well in the semifinals and stumbled and fell. And that was it for them. They couldn't recover from that. And then in the B final, which Netherlands got an Olympic record on the B final.
That's how tough this race was.
They I think it was Kristen Santos Griswold tripped kind of in the middle of the track. Tim, of course, was talking to one of the ice guys as he talks to everybody and finds out the most fabulous stuff. There are spots on the soft that are ice. There are spots on the ice that are soft. And I wasn't sure if that was soft for short track or soft for figure skating. So they're working on it and trying to, the ice is getting better and better, but it's still kind of a work in progress. The U.S. ended up finishing 8th overall, so our Corinne Stoddard has a diploma. But I don't think they're going to be very happy with this. It was really, really frustrating. You could tell just how down they were. And I believe, don't quote me, but somebody else, like Korea or China had a big fall. And that caused them to be out of the medal hunt.
I mean, and the fact that we're not seeing Korea here says that there was something that went wrong for them as well, because they're such big gangbusters on short track in general. Right.
You know, and then on the final, China and Italy were 1 and 2. And it was really close. It was back and forth, really close. And then Italy surged ahead and China stumbled. And that was it. So I wonder if the ice is something going on, or if it's just jitters or just mistakes, you know?
Yeah, it's short track.
Anything can happen.
Chaos.
It was chaotic, but it was fabulous, and we are here for that. Moving over to ski jump, we had the mixed team competition. Gold went to Slovenia, silver went to Norway, and bronze went to Japan. So the ski jumping competition continues, and that is on my watch list.
You've got more to catch.
I know. I also realized I have a 5-hour train ride in a couple of days, so I might be catching something. We do have people from Team Keep the Flame Alive competing tomorrow.
Yes, Chloe Kim in snowboard halfpipe qualification, Deidre Erdwin in women's 15-kilometer individual biathlon, and Siobhan Forgan and Sophia Kirkby in doubles luge.
And we have shout-outs.
Yes, Benjamin Smith from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And Olympian Ben Smith, well, he's not an athlete Olympian, he's a coach Olympian, was the U.S. women's ice hockey coach from 1998 through 2006, during which the team earned a full set of medals. And then he also coached the 2012 Youth Olympic Games U.S. boys hockey team.
and Rosie W. in Vershire, Vermont, who is trying to indoctrinate her 6-year-old daughter into also loving the Olympics. What's killing me about this is we must have spoken to Rosie on one of our call-in shows.
Yes.
After Tokyo, because that girl was a baby when we first talked to Rosie. So Rosie has been with us for quite some time, and I'm very excited about being a part of this indoctrination process for this child.
I am too. And we'll need to have Superfan Sarah on for like how to indoctrinate your children episode, because her son Wilson is just Mr. Team USA. And that happened from a very, very young age.
Raising them right.
That's right. You're raising her right, Rosie. Rosie, like Rosie Brennan, who is one of the U.S.'s cross-country skiers. And this is her 3rd Olympics. So we've got somebody to cheer for. And we have mascots.
Yes, so we're talking about Jill's mascot for the games, Abby, who we posted a picture of Abby, which then encouraged other people to post a picture of their Olympic-loving cats. So in the Facebook group, Keep the Flame Alive podcast, there is a whole chain of Olympic-loving cats, if that's what you're into, which you know I am.
Excellent. And that will do it for this episode. If you want even more of the most fun coverage of the games, hit us up. We are at flamealivepod.com. That is your source for our socials and newsletter, which got a compliment on that today.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Oh, hey listeners, Jill here. That is kind of an appropriate place for our recording to go completely haywire and cut off for reasons unknown to me. But it's 3 a.m. Alison has already gone to bed. So I'm just hopping on to say, be sure to tune in tomorrow for what we forgot to tell you today. And immediately I remembered stuff I forgot to tell you about the new hockey arena. So you'll want to tune in for that, because it was a little eye-opening as well. And also, thank you so much for listening. Your listenership means everything to us, and we hope you're having as much fun watching the games with us as you would just being on the couch by yourself. We really appreciate the community that you bring to the games, and it's why we love doing the podcast for you. So thank you so much for listening. Grazie mille, and ciao. Until tomorrow, keep the flame alive.